Hello and welcome to the Willow Cottage. I hope you're doing well today. As promised, I'm going to do my thrift reveal today. And so I have brought everything in. I put them all in piles and let's get started. I had to go get my glasses so that I could read the prices. Let's get into the thrift haul. That's what you're here for. So right behind me, no. Let me start first with something that wasn't thrifted, but was gifted. And I did want to kind of go into this whole thing. Like I said, my friend came up over the weekend and she stayed a few days, 4 days. And one of the things that she brought to me was something that had been gifted to her. And as soon as she opened it, she told her friend, oh my gosh, my friend would love this. Do you mind if I pass it on? Because I know that she would absolutely love this. And she's right, I absolutely do. And it's a small tapestry. So I'm still debating if I want to frame it or if I want to make it into a pillow. I think if I make it into a pillow, I will definitely put it in the Marie Antoinette room. Well, I think it'll probably go into the Marie Antoinette room whether I make it into a pillow or if I frame it. I think if I make it into a pillow, it might break down faster and I might lose it quicker. And if I frame it, it might pretty much preserve it. So I'm on the fence with that. But isn't this gorgeous? So that brings me to something that she told me. She's like, oh, you would really love this YouTube channel, or it's a TLC channel. I don't know what it is, but I think it's called Castle Impossible. I think that's what it's called. I should have reminded myself before I started this. However, I can't get it. It must not be YouTube because I can't get it. So, however, it is a show about, I think this young man inherited like a 600-year-old castle in Europe, and he and his wife are now attempting to restore it. So she was kind of telling me that. So we were talking about it. Yay, okay. Oh, that was really fun. Fast forward to me on YouTube trying to Google it. So I'm trying to Google it on YouTube. OMG, I need to calm down and I need to go slower. This is what's like being my friend. I'm sorry. This is just like, you choose to be here, I don't. I mean, I choose to be with you. I don't choose to be in this body. So anyway, well, I guess I do. Okay, let's stop that conversation. Let's move forward. And I will try to slow my thinking down a little bit. So I tried to search for it on YouTube and I couldn't find it. However, lots of other things about castles came up. And the wonderful thing that I discovered like 3 days ago is this they're saying it's the new thing for 2025. Excuse me. And if you've heard of it, let me know. Because I had never heard of this. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe I'm allergic. Maybe that's a better reason to put it in a frame. Okay, so what I have discovered is the new interior design concept for 2025 is called Castlecore. Not cottagecore, not whimsicore, not all these other cores, but Castlecore. And so I got, of course I'm interested, so I got kind of looped into this Castlecore concept. YouTube's coming out, and of course they're all really young women in their 20s and talking about it. However, every single thing I do is Castlecore, except for I live in a cottage. I don't live in a castle. Anyway, I just thought that was really fascinating, and I was just wondering if you have heard of that concept, Castlecore. I'm kind of in love with that concept. I've kind of been doing that pretty much my whole life. So anyway, so that kind of makes me happy that I'm trendy. Trendy at 65. Well, I'm only 64, but I'm going to be 65 really soon, and I'm kind of proud of that. So I think I'm kind of pushing it a little. Anyway, so I'm going to get to that. My friend found that. Okay, so we went thrifting. I was kind of bummed out about the whole realization that I wasn't going to be able to do my tiny house and my little fairy village and all the things I wanted to do with my little property. And the reality hit me kind of like a ton of bricks, and I got a little sad. And so she knows me. She's like, let's go thrifting. So she's like, well, you can buy things for your big old mobile home. You don't have to downsize for your tiny home anymore. And so that got me going. So we went thrifting, and she walked in and saw this. And immediately she's like, oh my God, you gotta see this. And so I was like, oh my God, I love it, I love it. And it was like $30, but it was, for seniors, they gave you 30% off. So I can't remember what it cost me, but under 20, like $25 this thing cost me. And it is absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you a close-up of it right now. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I'm so excited. I have to clean it. I haven't done that yet, so I have to clean it a little bit. And I bought it. I was so excited. Whenever we get it home and I put it up, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I love it so much. And she's like, but you're going to be living in a mobile home. You're not going to have a fireplace. And I said, oh, no. Two things I know I'm going to put into my mobile home are those absolutely fabulous, I don't want to call them fake, but they're absolutely fabulous. They're fireplaces with mantles and everything, and you turn them on and they glow like it's fire. Some of them you can hook up to your propane or your gas source, and you can have a little bit of flame. So that's one thing I know I'm going to have in my new digs, wherever they are. Second thing I'm going to have is a claw-footed bathtub. And now it might not be an original one like I have here in the cottage, which are full cast iron, massive, ancient 1800s bathtubs. But I am going to have some level of a claw-footed bathtub in my new home. So those are two things I've already started working on, which, excuse me, once again, which makes me kind of excited that I'm kind of passing on the tiny home idea, even though I really loved that idea and loved having the property and all my little houses and everything I was going to build. But this is kind of fun too, because I get to expand. Yay, expansion is always fun. My mom always said, I don't have too much. My mom was an antique dealer, so I grew up with just stuff everywhere. And she always said, I don't have too much stuff. I don't have a big enough house. So I used to laugh at that. Oh, big, huge, massive truck going down I live on a dead-end road. Where's he going? Anyway, okay. So let's get to it. Let's do this one. First one. Oh, this is the first one, and probably the best. Besides that was probably my favorite find was the fireplace screen. But this is another absolutely wonderful find. It is, look at this top. Is that not, I don't think it's cut crystal. It is definitely heavy glass. I absolutely love when my company arrives to decant my wine into a beautiful decanter. I just love this. I just love this so much. And it was marked down to 40, okay? And then that particular thrift store had, for whatever reasons that day, they had all glassware was 30% off. So I said, just kind of Okay, so it was originally 60. I don't think you can see. So it was originally priced at 60. I don't think you can see that. So then they marked it down to 40. I guess it wasn't selling at 60. I wouldn't have bought it for 60. I wouldn't have bought it for 40. So anyway, so I kind of offhandedly asked, so does the discount for glassware include the decanters? And she says, yeah, I don't know, let me ask. And so she goes, hey, you know, there's 30% off glassware. Is that just for glasses and that sort of thing? Or does it include the decanters? So the decanters were in their little boutique area. They have like a little boutique area for their higher end things. And so she goes, yeah, well, it's in the boutique area. And the other one was like, yeah, it's glass. I was like, ooh, yay. I didn't expect them to do that. So I got another 30% off of the, so I think it cost me $28 for the decanters. So basically I got both of them. Oh, there's another one. Hold on, there's another one. The other one fell out of the bag, so I had to wrap it up. So here's the other one. This one isn't as lovely and charming. However, and I debated on whether or not I wanted to get this one or not because it's so plain. However, I fell in love with the stopper. Is that so adorable? The stopper has an air bubble in it, and it's all cut so you can kind of see all the light shining on it. So the stopper and the decanter is beautiful. It is cut. You can tell this one is cut. The other one isn't. This one's cut. So it's not marked, but I can tell that it is cut. You can just kind of tell by how beautiful the light reflects off of it. But I was in love with that stopper with that floating bubble in it. So I did go ahead and get both of them. So I got both of them for less than they were originally marked a piece. Yeah, so you can see right here, this one was originally marked 60. Right there, you can see that. And then on the other side, they did go ahead and mark it down to 40. And then they gave me 30% off of that. So these, and my, God, I have to be so careful. I don't want to break these. I just am in love with that stopper too. Look at that. Isn't that fun? This one's pressed glass, I can tell. So, but that's okay. Because you can never have too many decanters. One of the things I love to do when my friends come over, I love to decant one bottle of white and one bottle of red and just kind of have them on the table. But also I have whiskey and brandy decanters. So it's funny because I don't even really drink, but I love it when my friends come over to offer them some elegance. So that is that. I kind of did the best things first. You don't have to stick around at this point because everything else is kind of boring. So I got this. It was $11. I kind of think that's a lot, but I've been looking at pans. Oh gosh, when I was very, 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 very young, like in my 20s, I used to make bundt cakes. I thought they were really fun to make, but then, I don't know, bundt pans come and go like everything else in my life. So I didn't have a bundt pan, but I found this and I loved it because I don't know, I love the heaviness of it, the weight of it. I love the color of it. So, you know, when I was standing there at the checkout, I was debating if I wanted to put it back. I just bit the bullet. $11 is a lot. $11 is a lot for a bundt pan, but it's super heavy. It's ceramic. It's just a beautiful, beautiful piece of bakeware. I deserve it. And then I just got a couple of a couple of blouses because I did do a video where I'm trying to level up my look a little bit. Trying to, like, I don't know, just one of my visitors commented glow up, and I loved that. Olivia, if you're watching, thank you. Glow up. So I'm glowing up. So, and then the back is kind of cute. Has like the little distinction, material distinction. So that's just a little something. And then I got this one. I kind of liked this one. I thought this was kind of cute. I like the material because the material feels super, it's kind of stretchy and it's super drapey and it looks just really, really kind of like it would look really good just draped over you. But what I really like, let me turn it around. You can probably see it better on the back. I really like the pattern on this one. I don't know what that is. It looks like it's probably like a old building. This is what I imagine. It's an old building from the 1700s on a corner in France. That's what I'm imagining. If you guys recognize this building and you know it, don't tell me because I want to live my fantasy with that. So this is another. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. Holy moly. Okay, so it starts here. It's another really, really long drapey thing to go over my, I don't know, it's not whatever, that thing out there that I'm building to cover up my bistro table. So anyway, I really liked this. So look how long it is. It goes on and 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 on. So there's plenty of fabric here to be able to cover that thing. I don't even know what it's called. I can't remember the thing. It's a thing that I built in order to put my bistro table in. Then I want to put something over the top to block out the sun, but not all the sun. That's a whole nother thing. Okay, so some books. Oh, don't we love our books? My friend found this for me while we were thrifting, and I thought it was so sweet that she found this for me, so I bought it just because it was so sweet. So, you know, I've started, my spinning wheel right there, I've started spinning recently, and then I broke a part of it, and then I'm in the process of a friend's husband is fixing it for me. And so, honestly, I think he's actually from Norway or somewhere, and he grew up on a farm, so he knows how to do this stuff. So he's fixing it for me. So she actually called and said that the part is ready, so I have to go pick it up at some point. However, she found this for me so I can read this and learn how to spin better. So I'm kind of excited about this. So it's not a very thick book. Maybe spinning isn't as hard as I imagine it to be. So this is fun. I will be referring to that once I get my part fixed. Well, it's fixed once I get my part back. And they don't want to charge me anything for it. They're just such sweet people. But I want to do something. So I am actually thinking I will make them a bundt cake. Wouldn't that be fun? My very first bundt cake in my new bundt pan that I take to them as a thank you for fixing my part on my spinning wheel. I love that idea. Okay, so I saw this in the thrift store and I actually laughed out loud. And when I laughed out loud, a couple of people looked over at me and I pulled it out and I just showed it to them. I didn't even say anything. And everybody was laughing. And I said, oh my gosh, I absolutely have to get this. Uppity women. Uppity women. Okay, that's funny. Uppity women of the medieval period. I'm so uppity. Oh, look at her. Right here. She's being so uppity. So it was green, so it was half off, so it was only $1. And let's see. This book, it was green too, so it was half off, so it's only like whatever, $1.75. Is that what half of $2.50 is? And I have not necessarily videoed my tea parties, and the reason that is because I find that I don't do very well filming people. I have to work on that. My channel is less than a year old, so I'm still learning. So I do ask people to be patient. And my friends, for the most part, every single one of my friends are okay with being filmed. I think I just get so caught up in the activities of doing it and visiting and being excited and happy that I don't remember to film. So I want to work on that, because I do love having tea parties, and they're super fun, and they're just a really playful way to use all the things I buy. One of the things I do with my little brandies too is I put little brandies. Okay, I think they're vinegar and oil jars, containers, or whatever, but I buy them because usually they're in thrift stores because one has gotten broken. So I buy them separately, and then I put different flavored brandies in them, and I place them on the table. So it's really fun, because then people, if they want a little brandy in their tea, spice it up a little bit, they have that. So I'll show you a picture right here. Okay. Okay, next up, it was full price, $1.99. I think it's a letter holder. Okay, I think that's what it was originally for. However, and I thought about getting it for my desk in the Moran twin-out room. However, I was kind of thinking, wouldn't this be fun to put extra napkins in? Because I give everybody a cloth napkin when they come. It's at the table, at their place setting. But wouldn't it be nice to put like maybe 4 or 5 extra cloth napkins in it and just set it on the table? So if somebody just feels like they've gotten their napkin really, like too much chocolate or syrup or whatever sticky on me, and I need a new napkin, they can just reach over. So I think that this is going to go on my table when I have guests over, and I think I'm just going to put extra napkins in it. Okay, that's that. Okay, this was 99 cents. I fell in love with it. You may notice I have random fish around my house, just here and there. I don't know. I love stylized fish for some reason. When I buy them, they're so whimsical and so playful. They make me really happy when I look at them, and so I love them. So this particular one is, I don't know if it is an ashtray, but that's what I'm going to keep it for, because I have one friend that smokes, and I'm okay with that. I don't get weird about anybody that wants to smoke. However, she has to smoke outside, and so I have a special ashtray for her when she comes to visit, and then I'll just put it outside, and then when she comes to visit, she can use it, and then she can, before she leaves, take it and dump it. So that's going to be her responsibility, not mine. So this was another big find. I fell in love with this. It was $5. It was full price, but it is a colander. Look at this colander. Isn't that amazingly, I don't know. Is it beautiful? Is it adorable? Is it just wonderful? I would say it's wonderful. Look at how wonderful that is. And it's painted all the way around. I love it. So this is my new colander. I have an old not granite. what is that ware? Maybe it's granite ware that my mom, she either gave it to me or I got it when she passed, but it was my mom's, and that's the one I typically use, but I think that one's going to go in storage, and this is going to be my day-to-day colander. I love it. I love it. Okay. And this, this was 49 cents. You can't see it, but that's what he told me it was. I asked him, how much is this? And he said, oh, that's 49 cents. And then it was green, so it was half off of that. So it was like, I don't know, like 25 cents or something like that. And I bought it. And the reason I bought this is they're little poems, okay? So they're little poems of the Marigold Garden. And I started reading them, and I thought, okay, one of the things that Lunar likes, Lunar has a very, very rare neurological problem. Of course, I had to get a broken cat. Oh, God. Anyway, and there's a whole thing. He's under a vet's care. There's this whole thing. Actually, it's so rare. They wanted me to, like, donate him to, like, UC Davis for medical. I don't donate my cat for medical, not experimenting. They just wanted to, like, well, maybe experiment, like what makes him trigger. So he triggers, and this is a whole weird thing. So through working with him, I have discovered that one of the things that calms him down. So stress triggers this neurological thing. So whenever he's stressed out, something's stressing him out, which is, I don't know, how do cats even have stressful lives? However, he does get stressful and he starts getting triggered. One of the things that I found out, and I'm calming down because this is one of the things I realized, is that if I calm really down and I put him on my lap and I talk to him, it calms him down and it stops his trigger. So what I've started doing, because I mean, like, you can only think of so much to talk about with a cat, right? So what I've started doing is reading to him. So I just love this because I can read to him the little stories. Oh, if you were a little boy and I was a little girl, why would you have whiskers grow? And then my hair would curl. So I think he would like that. So that's going to be by my bedside. So that when he starts triggering, I can go in there, I can call, he follows me, he can jump up on my bed, he can calm down, I can read to him. So that'll be fun. And that's it. Box empty. So 1 bag and 2 boxes are empty. This I bought brand new. It was at a thrift store. Okay, so it says thrift store. So we go there. This is when I was with my friend. We go there, and it's kind of like a little boutique with like 4 antique things in there for sale. So I kind of felt a little bit like that was like, I don't know. I didn't like that. But I did buy this. It's a little tea towel with a bunny. I just thought that was really cute. So I didn't like that, though. And she said she was a thrift store, and she's actually a boutique with a couple of really, really high-end, high-priced antiques for sale. But I guess you get what you get. Oh, this was really, really fun. And like, if you know and you follow me, you know that I love, in my kitchen, I love things that represent things like food and things like that. So I did get this, and I wasn't sure what it was. It was $1.50. It was full price. I wasn't really sure what this is, but she said she thinks it's to put your ladle or your spoon when you're cooking. I already have a mushroom for that, but I can switch out my mushroom for my asparagus. I just liked it. So that. And I think the rest of everything else in here. So this was at the same store that the glassware was on sale for 30% off. So I collect colored glasses. And they're getting really, really pricey. I started collecting them about, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago or so. And I have a lot of them, but I started collecting them when they were like $1 a piece. Now they can run upwards around $12 a piece. I'm like, yee. So I kind of stopped collecting them. And I only get them when they're really reasonably priced. So $3 is a little pricey for me, but I will do that. I will go up $3. But these were on sale for 30% off. So they were $3 with 30% off $3. I don't know, it's a $1.20 off. So then they were, I hate doing math, $2.80. So they were $2.80? No, they were $1.80. I think $1.80. If I'm wrong, let me know. So when I was in college, I took the same math class 3 times. And I probably shouldn't tell this story because probably, might trigger some people that actually had to pass their classes. So I go up, I was in junior college, I was trying to transfer to university. So I take my final of the 3rd time I took this class. I take my final up. I waited for everybody to leave. They were all handing in their finals and she was putting them in a pile. Everybody leaves. I walk up and I hand her my final and I said, do you mind if I just watch you grade it? And she looked at me and she knew it was the same teacher I took 3 times. It's my 3rd class, 3rd time taking it. And she said, are you transferring to university? And I said, yes, I am. And she said, how many courses do you need before you can transfer? Like, how close are you to transferring? And I said, this one. She literally said, A, go. That's how bad I was at math. I mean, I am an art student, so I don't know. I use that as an excuse, but my math teacher gave me a pity pass because I'd taken the class so many times. I think it was painful for her to even like try to grade it with me standing there. So she gave me an A on the final. I transferred to university, went on to get my art degree. Yay her. However, I digress. So $1.80 as far as my math can tell me, and I got 4 of them. So I rarely ever get like more than one of a glass because my whole concept is to have all these colored glasses, all different styles and sizes, but all in the same like 1960s, 70s style of colored glass on the table, all mismatched, but blended together in the same kind of era. So, but they were such a good deal. I got 4 of them. I thought I might someday want to have all 4 of them matching on my table. Oh, these are just belts. I just bought 2 belts because I'm trying to glow up and wear jeans, and I realized that sometimes jeans need a belt. So I got a brown belt and a black belt. You don't need to see those. Last bag already. No, I need to buy more. I have to be honest, I don't even know what this is. Oh, I do. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know why I fell in love with this. Does it have a cork? Ew, they're sticky. Yes, it has a cork. Okay. Oh my God. I have no idea why I fell so madly in love with this. This one has a cork. You know what? I think I loved it because the language is different in English. I think it might be Italian. I'm not sure. If you know, let me know. So it is okay, I know that says oil. I'm not sure what language. So they're vinegar and oil. I kind of want to hold them up. I don't want to drop them. And then this says aceto. Aceto? Is that vinegar? Is that Italian for vinegar? Aceto. I just loved these. And they have this little cork in them that's all like ceramic. And it looks like it's kind of hand shaped, because if you look at it, it's kind of wobbly. Like it's not, so I kind of love this a lot. So this is what they look like. So I'm going to put these on my table. I do a lot of oil and vinegar. I absolutely love oil and vinegar. Okay, so this is why I got them. They were $18. And I was like, yeah, that's a lot. $18 is a lot for something I don't really need. And it's so cute. But yeah, I think I'm going to pass on those. So I go up to the counter with my other things. I don't remember what. Oh, it was the same place I bought this, the fireplace screen. So I go up there and he's like, oh, are you a senior? And I was like, well, 55 and over or 65 and over? Because I'm not quite 65 yet. And he's like, 55 and over. So I said, okay, yes, I'm a senior. So I got 30% off of everything. That's how I got 30% off the fire screen. So then this was on a table marked dinnerware, 30% off. Okay. So I said, well, then I think I want to get this as well. So I went back and I got this and I put it on the counter. And he said, well, where did you get this? And I said, on the table that said dinnerware marked 30% off. The sign. He said, well, this isn't dinnerware. What that was talking about was the plates. And I said, well, I could argue this is dinnerware. Like you put it on your table and you use it when you have dinner. And he's like, yeah, let me go ask. So I said, okay. So he went and he asked, and she said, the boss said, well, you know what? That is a little misleading. It's not dinnerware. We were talking about the plates. Okay, so it was on a table that had a bunch of plates and dinnerware on it. So it had a couple little things, and I think this was part of like the decoration to kind of elevate the dinnerware idea. So she said, well, that was a little misleading. Go ahead and give her the 30% off. So I got 60% off. 60. So it was like $8 or something like that. Okay, here we are doing math again. So I got them for a really good price. I was happy with that. So, oh, and then this is one thing. It's not a thrifted thing. It's a gift that my friend left me. So I go into the Marie Antoinette room after she left, and I found this, and I texted her immediately. I said, oh, you forgot your beautiful sheets. And she said, no, I bought you those for your Marie Antoinette room. And so I was so happy. And so I won't tell you what she paid for them, but they are sheets, and look at how pretty they are. So I was really happy. So it was like my little hostess gift that she left for me. So when I make the bed, I will change out the sheets into my new summer Marie Antoinette sheets. And that, my friends, concludes our thrift haul. I hope you had a great time with me here. I hope you enjoyed all of the really wonderful and whimsical things that I bought. I know that you'll be seeing them showing up in future videos, and I am going to do a cooking video or baking. Maybe I'll do a baking video of baking the cake for my friend's husband that fixed my spinning wheel part. One of my visitors actually commented that she likes my cooking and baking videos best. And I haven't done one for a long time, so maybe that's next up on my agenda. Anyway, stay tuned, stay whimsical. I hope you have a fabulous day today, and go out there and enjoy life.